My beloved child. Something is approaching, something strong enough to alter the entire direction of a season in your life. This is an invitation for you to step into a divine shift that has been quietly unfolding behind all the turbulence you are facing. It is no accident that you are reading these words. The very moment your eyes found them is evidence that your destiny is moving, not downward, not backward into the ruins of yesterday, but turning toward restoration, expansion, and blessing. There is a rearrangement happening in the spiritual realm, like the stars over your life are changing position, aligning themselves into a new order that will lead you onto a path you once prayed for but never believed you deserved. I have heard everything. I remember every plea you whispered. And tonight, I do not merely listen, I act. As you fall asleep, I will sow into your heart a peace that surpasses all understanding. You will feel something lift from your shoulders, the weight of anxiety, the quiet shadows of fear, the old wounds you have tried so hard to cover. I will gather all of them into my hands. You may not know the exact moment it happens, but when you awaken, you will sense that you are lighter, more open, more ready to step into the next chapter I have written for you. Tonight is the night I reset the rhythm of your inner being, so it matches the cadence of my will. My child, I want you to understand this deeply. Not every season of your life is marked by a calling such as this. I whisper only when change is coming. I touch your soul in this way only when what is ahead exceeds your imagination. In the past months, you may have felt as if you were walking on water, uncertain, trembling, unsure if you could stay afloat. At times you feared sinking. At times you doubted yourself. But I saw it all. I lifted you every time you felt like letting go. And now, after all the dark days and the long nights you cried in silence, I am opening a new season, a season in which you will finally understand why I allowed you to pass through those trials. Tonight is the dividing line between the old and the new. Everything that once clung to you, fear, doubt, confusion, will not be permitted to cross into your next chapter. I am severing the invisible cords that kept you delayed. I am closing the doors that wounded you, not because you were weak, but because you have become strong enough to enter something better. There are blessings that can only unfold when your spirit is mature enough to receive them, and I see that the time for that has come. My child, you cannot begin to imagine what I am bringing to you. A turning of destiny is drawing near, not loud, not dramatic, but as steady and certain as the sunrise. Others may not notice it, but your heart will. It will feel like warmth spreading through a cold room, like light slipping into a darkened doorway, slow yet undeniable, gentle yet unmistakable. You will watch doors that once refused to budge begin to open. Opportunities you thought were lost will return. People you were meant to meet will appear. Answers you have long searched for will find their way to you before you can even call out for them. Tonight, I place upon you the confirmation that you are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are walking in the right direction. I will shake the inner world within you so that you are prepared to step into the good things I have made ready for you. Rest in my arms. For while you sleep, I work. When you are silent, I fight on your behalf. When you release every burden, I place into your hands what you could never grasp by your own strength. As night gently settles and your body unwinds from its exhaustion, that is the moment I draw closest to your soul, not with thunder, not with visible signs, but with a tenderness so deep that your heart will recognize my presence doing something far beyond your understanding. Tonight, when your head meets the pillow, I will not merely watch over you, I will touch the very core of your soul, the place where old wounds still reside quietly and where unspoken longings have never been understood by anyone else. My child, there are bindings you carry without even knowing. They do not show themselves through form or sound, but they live within subtle fears, invisible limits, memories that hold you back whenever you attempt to step into something new. And tonight, I will break each one. Whatever has held your feet for months, hurtful words, dismissive glances, failures that made you question your worth will be removed by my hand, not by your strength, but by the power I place upon your spirit. I will dissolve burdens you have carried for so long that you mistook them as part of who you are. You will not have to fight alone anymore. There are burdens you have carried for many years so heavy that your shoulders have grown weary, yet you continued to endure them in silence because you believed they were simply your fate. You convinced yourself that no one saw you, no one understood you, and no one knew that you were still trying to be strong, even when you hardly had any strength left within. But my child, I see everything. I do not only see, I remember. I have recorded every tear you swallowed, every moment you stayed silent so others would not worry, every time you forced yourself to keep going when your spirit was trembling. And tonight, I will lift those burdens from your shoulders. You do not need to carry them for even one more day. You do not have to keep fighting in the dark. I will uphold you with a strength no one in this world can take away from you. As for the wounds buried deep in your heart, those wounds you hardly dare to touch, I will heal them. The places within you that were scarred by betrayal, by abandonment, by the silence of those you trusted, I will step into those hidden corners with my light. No one else can reach those places, but I can. No one fully understands what brought you to your knees, but I know. No one saw what you had to survive, but I witnessed every step, and I tell you tonight, you no longer need to fear those memories. They will no longer hold power over you. I will lighten your soul until it feels as though it has never been crushed, fresh as a blank page, ready for me to write new promises upon it. And while you sleep, I will give you dreams in which my voice will whisper into the deepest places of your spirit. These will not be the chaotic dreams the mind produces, but dreams carrying signals from heaven, signs that only you will recognize. For I know how to speak to you in the language of your heart. I understand every fleeting thought within you. I know what exhausts you, what brings you joy, and what stirs anxiety in your spirit. And I will use the very things familiar to you to confirm this truth. I am walking with you, and you are being led into a future unlike anything you have ever seen. My child, I know how to touch your soul in ways no one else can. I know the things you hide deeply, the things you have never spoken aloud, the thoughts you fear others would judge, the emotions you are afraid to reveal because they feel too fragile. I know them all, and none of them cause me to withdraw from you. On the contrary, it is those very places that draw me closer. You never have to pretend to be strong in my presence. You never have to hide anything from me. I love you in the truest way, even in the moments when you feel unworthy. I see you in a way no one else can, with compassion, with unconditional love, with a depth of understanding that surpasses all human limits. My beloved child, you are not forgotten as you once believed. I never forget you, not for a single breath. I never take my eyes off you, even in the moments when you feel empty, lost, or unheard. There are times when I become silent, not because I am distant, but because I am working in the unseen realms, where your eyes cannot yet look, but your life will surely feel the results. You are not invisible to me. You are engraved on the palms of my hands. Your name stands before me day and night. Do not ever think your prayers disappear into nothingness. Not a single one is ignored. Each prayer is kept, held, and prepared for its appointed moment. And my child, you are not late. Your life is not behind schedule. You have not been left out of the story. There are things I deliberately delayed not to disappoint you, but to ensure that when the blessing arrives, it comes at a time when you can truly hold it. If I had given it to you too early, it would have become a burden, not a gift. But now, after you have learned patience, after you have learned surrender, after you have learned trust, now is the time for me to open a new chapter. You stand in the right place, at the right moment, in the right posture to receive what I am about to do. My child, tonight is a night marked in the spiritual realm. It is not accidental that you hear these words. It is not by chance that you are here in this very moment. You are standing exactly where you need to be, neither early nor late, to receive the transformation I have long prepared for you. Tonight, I place my hand upon your soul and I declare this: whatever once bound you will lose its power. Whatever once wounded you will no longer cling to you. Whatever once made you doubt yourself will dissolve like smoke in the light I bring. My beloved child, listen slowly and deeply, for these words are not merely temporary comfort. They are heaven's confirmation that the season you are living through is about to shift in a way you yourself cannot yet imagine. The doors that once remained tightly shut before you, the opportunities you believed had slipped beyond your reach, the paths that seemed permanently closed, they will no longer stay closed. I am touching those very doors with my power, and when I open them, no one on earth can shut them. The things that once rejected you will return in search of you. The no's you have received for years will begin to turn into yes. Come in. I am rearranging everything in your life so that it aligns perfectly with the purpose I placed within you before you ever came into being. And, my child, those who have left your life, whether they left in silence, through hurt, or because of circumstances, do not belong to the journey that lies ahead, the one I myself have prepared for you. You may have felt pain when they walked away. You may have wondered why loss had to visit you. But hear me, not everyone is permitted to step into the new chapter with you. Not everyone can stand beside you when you enter the life I am preparing. I removed them not to leave you empty, but to make room for those who are coming, people who will lift you, not pull you down, people who will see your true worth instead of making you doubt yourself, people sent by me, not brought by coincidence. The season of delay, the season in which you have walked as though in fog, unsure of where to step, unable to understand why everything stood still, is breaking apart tonight. I am loosening every knot that has restrained your life. You will soon recognize that the delay was never meant to disappoint you, but to prepare you to become strong enough to carry what I am about to place in your hands. Some blessings are so weighty that if I had given them to you too early, you would not have been able to sustain them. But now, after months and years of patience, trust, endurance, and learning, you have matured in spirit and in heart. The time has come for what was delayed to pour out swiftly, unexpectedly, like the first rains falling on dry ground. And not only is stagnation dissolving, but so is confusion. Every moment you asked, "Why is this happening?" Every night you lay awake seeking answers. Every sigh you breathed when no one was watching, I witnessed all of it. The confusion you carried was not because you were weak, but because you were trying too hard with your bare hands. Now, I am replacing that inner chaos with clarity. I will give you a mind of insight, a heart of peace, and a guidance so unmistakable you will not question whether it is mine. You will know where to go. You will know what to do, and you will no longer feel alone at the crossroads. My child, the season of smallness, the season in which you felt diminished before your challenges, the season in which you shrank back to avoid being hurt, the season in which you undervalued yourself is approaching its end. I did not create you to live in retreat. I created you to step into the greatness I designed for you. You were not born to hide. You were born to rise. I do not want you to continue living as though you have no voice, no worth, no place in this world. I have placed powerful seeds within you, and they are ready to bloom. Now, the season of timidity will give way to a season of courage. I am about to show you how vast my plan truly is, a plan wide enough to cover every failure of your past, deep enough to heal every wound you carry, strong enough to take you into things far beyond your comprehension. Did you think I prepared only ordinary things for you? No. My child, I am writing a story whose beauty can only be understood by those who have endured battles of faith. I am going to reveal to you how great my mercy truly is, not a mercy that leaves you feeling guilty, but a mercy that transforms you into someone new. How deep my love truly is, not a love that merely comforts you, but a love that leads you into places you once feared to dream about. Do not fear what is approaching. Fear will distort your view of what I am preparing. Do not measure your future by the pain of your past. What you endured was never meant to define what I will do. The past was only old soil, preparing the ground for new seeds to grow stronger. Step into your future with confidence, not trembling, for you do not step into it alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. I lift you when you grow weary, and I steady you when you feel weak. I am doing something new within your very spirit, something unlike anything you have experienced before. You will not receive back old fragments. You will not return to past seasons. What I am about to unfold far surpasses anything you have ever prayed for. I will raise you from the ashes with a beauty that astonishes those who look upon you. You will rise again exactly where you once stumbled, and all will see that failure did not bury you. It became the fertile ground for your rising. You will sing in the very place where you once wept, for I will turn your mourning into songs of praise. You will rejoice where despair once lived, for I will refresh your hope like a spring flowing through the wilderness. You will witness me transform sorrow into strength, wounds into wisdom, and loss into divine preparation for greater things to come. My child, I will astonish you with my goodness, with the grace that goes before you to prepare your path, with doors opening before you that no one on earth can shut. You will see my hand in the grand things and in the smallest details of your life, and you will know not merely with your mind but with your soul that I, the one who loves you above all things, have done these wonders simply because you are mine. My beloved, do you know what moves me most deeply when I look at the journey you have traveled? It is not your moments of strength, nor your moments of success. It is your faithful heart, a heart that chose to stand even when it was breaking in silence. You walked through days when your chest felt as if it would shatter, yet you continued to do what was right. You did not abandon kindness, even when others met you with coldness. You did not forsake compassion, even when you were the one left behind. You did not stop loving, even though the world wounded you again and again, and I have seen it all. Never once did I overlook a single beautiful act you quietly offered in the shadows. Your hands reached out to lift others even when you yourself were weary and empty. You gave from what little you had. You shared your peace even when your heart was lined with exhaustion. You chose to speak encouragement to someone else even while you longed for the smallest word of comfort. None of these things have been forgotten. Heaven has recorded every gesture, every sacrifice, every moment you chose light over darkness. I saw the tears you hid behind your smile, and I heard the whispered prayers you released into the night. And your soul, oh my precious child, still stretched toward me even when it felt like dry ground that had not tasted rain for months. When you had no strength left for many words, you still breathed a faint prayer. When you could not hear my voice, you continued to trust. When you were cornered in dark places you could not comprehend, you still clung to that fragile thread of hope. You did these things not because you were strong, but because something deep within you knew that I am the one who will never abandon you. For all these things, the harvest season is drawing near, not because your efforts were grand, but because your heart was refined in fire and still chose what was good. The season you dreamed of, the season you prayed for, The season you waited for in steadfast endurance, it is approaching like the warm light rising over the horizon. You sowed in tears, but you will reap in joy. You stood firm through storms, and now I will bring you into the wide field I have prepared for you. The time of restoration is not in some distant future. It is now. Not tomorrow, not someday, but this very moment. As you listen to my words, restoration has already begun moving in the unseen realm. I am gathering the broken pieces within you, the fragments torn by pain, by loss, by the words that hurt you, and I am fitting them together with such skill that you will no longer recognize the old fractures. Restoration is not returning to what was. Restoration is becoming stronger, deeper, steadier. Because of your faithfulness, the promises I whispered to you long ago will begin to unfold. Not suddenly, but at the appointed time, not as mere blessings, but as the fulfillment of my purpose for your life. The promise of peace I will give you. The promise of open doors I will bring to pass. The promise of support I am preparing even now. The promise of a future filled with hope I will etch into your mind every morning you awaken. My child, I do not lie. My words are never empty. Once I speak, heaven and earth shift to align with my decree. Remember this, my word never returns void. It does not fall to the ground and disappear. It is like a seed planted in your heart, waiting for the right season to burst forth in strength. I have never forgotten a single promise I made to you, even when what you saw made you think I was silent. But my silence is not abandonment, it is preparation deep, unseen, and purposeful. Tonight, at the very moment you close your eyes, I want you to do something profoundly important and place every fear you carry into my hands. Not a portion of it, but all of it. Let me bear the weight of the worries you have held for far too long. Let me remove the trembling that rises within you whenever you think about the future. Fear does not belong to the new chapter I am opening before you. And not only your fear, I want you to release the bitterness you have buried so deeply. Bitterness from being misunderstood. Bitterness from being betrayed. Bitterness from giving your heart without being met with the same sincerity. Bitterness from trying so hard while others dismissed your effort. Do not hold these things anymore. They only weigh down your soul. Let them fall at my feet like worn stones that no longer serve you. My beloved child, allow your heart to soften in this moment. You have spent so long trying to make sense of everything happening around you, trying to find explanations for the storms, trying to piece together fragments so they form a picture that feels coherent. But child, the journey I am leading you through does not always follow a logic that your eyes can easily see. There are chapters in your story that I write with my own hand in ways that exceed the boundaries of your understanding. So release your need to figure everything out. It is in the very places you do not understand that I am working. It is in the uncertain spaces that I am creating something new. Trust me in the things you cannot repair. There are relationships you tried to mend, yet they continued to break apart. There are situations where you gave your very best, yet the outcome remained beyond your reach. There are wounds you longed to erase, yet their memories lingered. You are not at fault. Not everything is your responsibility to fix. There are matters only I can reshape, renew, and heal. The places where your hands are powerless are the very places where mine move with greatest strength. You do not need to be perfect for me to intervene. You simply need to let go and allow me to do my part. Trust me with the people you cannot change. My child, I know how weary your heart has grown from trying to help someone see the truth, from wishing they would change, from wanting them to stop what is harming themselves and hurting you. But you cannot transform another person's heart. You cannot force anyone to recognize their own wrongdoing. That work belongs to me, not to you. Place them in my hands. I know how to speak to their soul in ways you never could. I know the exact moment to stir their spirit in a way no one can resist. Let me handle what you cannot change. And trust me with the future you cannot yet see. You are standing before a threshold your eyes cannot penetrate. The days ahead may seem like a vast and uncharted darkness. You feel fear. You feel uncertainty. You are not sure where you will go, whom you will meet, what you may lose, or what you may receive. But I want you to believe that I have already gone ahead of you. I have arranged, prepared, and cleared the obstacles you cannot see from where you stand. All you must do is take small steps in obedience. Light will rise as you walk, not before you walk. Remember this, I am holding everything. Not a portion, not halfway. Everything concerning you, your words, your thoughts, even the things you are too afraid to express rests safely in my hands. There is no event outside my providence, no wound I overlook, no prayer I ignore. I am holding you the way a father holds his child in his arms, keeping you from falling, keeping you from losing your way. I have called you here tonight because this is not merely a message. This is a seal, a marker, a turning point in the story of your life, one that you will look back on and say, "It was on that very night that my soul stepped into a new season." This is not temporary comfort meant to lift your mood for a moment. This is a word sent at the exact hour, at the ordained time, like a heavenly stamp placed upon your destiny. You are here by my leading, not by accident. This is the beginning of a shift, a quiet yet powerful movement, a turning in the spiritual realm that the natural eye cannot perceive, but your heart will feel. You will begin to notice that what once felt stuck suddenly moves. What once was closed begins to open. What once felt heavy becomes lighter. What once filled you with hesitation now becomes clear. This shift does not arrive with thunder, but through a transformation within you, a new peace, a new strength, a new clarity rising like dawn in your spirit. This is the moment when heaven writes a new chapter into your life. You may not see the pen, but you will see the ink. You may not hear the sound of writing, but you will feel each sentence forming within your spirit. This is the moment I open what you have prayed for so long. This is the moment you step out of the expired chapter. This is the moment I place in your hand the key to the new one. And my child, you will sense it, not with your eyes, not with your reasoning, but with the deep knowing that rises from within your spirit. You will know something has shifted. You will feel yourself growing lighter, your heart settling into peace, your steps becoming steadier. You will not be able to explain to anyone why you feel this way, but your soul will know, for the sacred does not require explanation, it only requires recognition. You will know it in every breath you take, in every quiet moment, in the small decisions of the day that once left you uncertain. And even if others do not understand, even if they doubt you, even if they say it is just a fleeting emotion, you will still feel the truth resonating inside you. Because I, the one who speaks to you, will bear witness in your spirit that the shift has begun. My child, I am your father, not in a symbolic sense, but in the deepest and truest meaning. I am the one who formed you with hands full of love, the one who knows you more intimately than you know yourself. I understand every wound, every fear, every hidden hope you never dared to reveal. I am your companion, the one you can come to at any moment when you are strong, when you are weak, when you rejoice, and when you have no one else to turn to. I am not distant. I am closer to you than your heartbeat. I loved you long before you ever drew your first breath, before your eyes beheld the light of this world. My gaze was already upon you with indescribable delight. I knew the story you would live, the battles you would fight, the tears you would shed, and still, I chose you. My love for you extends far beyond the boundaries of this temporary world. You are eternal to me, because your soul carries my image. There has never been a moment when you stood alone in the darkness, my child. In the days to come, if you allow your heart to quiet even for a moment, you will begin to notice the subtle signals I am sending, not loud signs or grand miracles before your eyes, but gentle movements like a breeze, gliding across still waters so delicate that others may overlook them. But your soul will recognize them unmistakably. You will perceive quiet shifts, tender reminders, and beautiful coincidences arriving at the perfect time, and they are not random. They are my fingerprints, etched into every detail of your life. Do not treat these signs as ordinary. When you hear a sentence that causes your heart to brighten, when you see a small door unexpectedly cracking open, when someone appears just to encourage you on the very day you feel weary, this is not coincidence. This is me drawing closer. This is me speaking in a way you understand. So you will know that I remain beside you, attentive to you, holding your hand firmly. I want you to trust in my presence, even in the simplest things. Each sign is my whisper, I am here. Keep walking. Do not give up. You have known betrayal, and I know how it softened your heart yet made it guarded, how it caused you to weigh every relationship with caution. But my child, those wounds sharpened your discernment, a gift not everyone possesses. Betrayal did not make you bitter. It taught you to distinguish sincerity from flattery. It helped you recognize who is meant to walk with you into the next season and who must remain behind. I have used those fractures to build a wisdom within you that no other lesson could have produced. Every loss you have experienced, the things that slipped from your hands though you tried to hold them, the people who walked away though you still needed them, the doors that closed though you knocked for so long, none of it was meant to leave you empty. They created the space I needed to place something new, something better, something perfectly timed. You cannot receive what is new if your hands are still clinging to what is old. That is why I allowed loss to come, as a way of widening the capacity of your soul. Nothing leaves your life without my permission, and nothing is taken without my preparation of something greater. And the delays, the waiting seasons that left you breathless, the dreams that remained unfulfilled and made you feel as though you were falling behind, were, in truth, my delicate arrangements. You saw delay, I saw the larger picture. I was aligning the pieces. I was preparing the right people, the right timing, the right opportunities. If I opened the door too soon, you would walk through unprepared. If I brought what you asked for before its season, you would not be able to keep it. Delay is not denial, it is heavenly alignment, and my timing will always surpass your own. Nothing in your life has ever been wasted. Not a single tear has fallen in vain. Not one long night has passed without my remembrance. You believed that the difficult years were nothing more than failures, wounds, or seasons of stagnation. But from my perspective, they were seasons of sowing. They were the moments in which I laid the foundations for your spiritual growth. They were the times you learned how to stand, how to trust, and how not to give up. And I will not allow any part of that journey to become meaningless. And my child, nothing in your journey has been random. Everything has woven together like strokes on the canvas of destiny I am shaping for you. The unexpected encounters, the doors that closed, the opportunities that opened, the losses that seemed senseless, all of them are part of a plan written with wisdom far beyond your understanding. One day, when you look back, you will see that every detail carried a purpose. You will see that my hand has been guiding you not along a straight path, but along a winding journey designed to make you stronger, wiser, and ready. I will restore the years that seemed lost. You think there were seasons wasted, years that passed without meaning, opportunities that will never return. But I, the one who commands time to serve, My purpose can return to you far more than what was taken. I can give you such abundance that it overshadows every painful season. I can shorten processes, accelerate outcomes, and lead you forward faster than you ever imagined. Nothing is ever too late when I am the one guiding you. I will return to you the peace you thought had been stolen forever. This peace will not depend on circumstances. It will be a deep, ocean-like stillness resting in your spirit even when storms rise around you. You have known days when your soul trembled with anxiety, but I will replace that trembling with the gentle quiet of heaven. You will breathe more freely, sleep more soundly, smile more genuinely, and stand more firmly against the things that once frightened you. I will rebuild the walls that once collapsed, the walls of trust, of self-worth, of dreams you abandoned. I will not rebuild them as they were. I will make them stronger, more beautiful, and more enduring than before. What was broken was never the end. It was the beginning point from which I would create something new. And my child, I will fill the empty spaces within you with my own presence. You will no longer feel the hollow ache that once lived in your heart. That presence will comfort you when you grieve, strengthen you when you are weak, guide you when you do not know where to go, and bring joy when everything feels still. I will fill the hidden corners no one else can reach. I will fill the loneliness you never dared to speak aloud. I will fill the longings your heart has never been able to express in words. Beloved child, you no longer need to strive for another moment to hold on to what I have already ordained as yours. What I place in your hands cannot be taken by any force, whether through slander, judgmental eyes, or the doubts of others. You were not created to live in fear of losing blessings I have given. You were created to walk in the peace of one who knows the King of all creation is upholding and guarding every step. There are things you think you must fight to keep, but in my eyes, they have belonged to you long before you recognize them. You do not need to compete or struggle to become what I have called you to be, for your divine identity does not depend on human approval. My child, release that exhaustion. You have carried a burden that was never yours for far too long, the burden of proving your worth, of performing for others, of striving to appease the watching eyes around you. But you were not created to be a slave to anyone's expectations but mine. You were made to live in freedom, in grace, and in the leading of the Holy Spirit. Every opinion, every whisper behind your back, every judgment you fear, they are all as small as dust compared to the vast plan I am unfolding over your life. Come closer to me. Let my breath soothe the weariness in your soul. Let my gentle voice lead you across the landscapes you never dared to step into. I am not calling you into a journey of fear. I am calling you into a life restored, healed, and transformed by a power that only God can give. Do not think you must come to me perfected. I want you to come exactly as you are, with your wounds still tender, your questions still unanswered, and even with the weakness you try so hard to hide. My child, tonight is a different night. Tonight is unlike any night before. In the realm of heaven, a movement has taken place, one your physical eyes cannot yet perceive, but your soul will surely feel. A door that has remained closed for months, even years, is now opening without a sound. A promise that has stood still is being activated. Something ordained for you, long delayed by trials, is now drawing nearer than it has ever been. As you prepare to fall asleep, I am doing what your own hands cannot. I am lifting the worries from your mind the way a gentle father removes a heavy burden from the shoulders of a small child. I am pouring peace over you, not the fragile kind the world offers for a moment, but the peace that quiets the storms within. The peace that steadies your heart so that you no longer tremble before tomorrow. Tonight, something deep within you will be released. There are fears that seemed rooted too deeply to ever be removed. Yet the moment I touch them, They will dissolve like mist in the early morning light. Do you know why? My child, because I am healing you. Not only the wounds caused by others, but also the fractures formed in the days when you did not yet know how to love yourself. I am restoring to you the wholeness you thought you no longer deserved. I am gathering every scattered fragment of your soul and binding them together with my unshakable love. I do not mend you hastily. I heal you in a way that helps you recognize your worth through my eyes. And I am doing even more. I am leading you into a future that even you cannot fully imagine. You believed your best days had already arrived. No, my child. The best is still waiting. You thought your dreams had reached their limit. I tell you that the only limits were the ones in your mind. Not in my plan. No eye has seen. No ear has heard. No heart has imagined the things I have prepared for those who love me, my beloved child. Tonight I want you to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and listen with an open heart to what I am about to speak. For there is a transformation unfolding in the unseen realm. And your soul must hear this before you take your next step. The seasons of your life are shifting quietly, yet unmistakably, like the sun changing its course in ways unnoticed, until its light begins to touch one's skin differently. You have been in a long winter, so long that at times you believed the frost had become the destiny of your life. A cold season where every prayer you lifted seemed to fall to the ground without an echo. A time when you mistook my silence for rejection. When you thought the darkness around you was a sign that I had turned my face away. But my child, winter has never been proof of abandonment. It is part of the preparation for the growth I am planting within you. While you thought I was silent, I was working more deeply than you realized. I bent down into the deepest layers of your soul, places you have never seen. Places where memories, pain, resentment, and hope have intertwined like hardened soil after a long freeze. I touched your roots, not to uproot them, but to strengthen them, so they would grow deep enough to keep you standing when future storms come, and wide enough to receive the abundance of the season that is approaching. You could not see this, but I could. You did not feel the movement, but I was softening the places of your heart that had grown rigid from old wounds. Do you remember the nights you cried with no one knowing? Those evenings when you lay there with your eyes fixed on an empty space, wondering if your prayers had any meaning at all? I was there. I gathered every tear, one by one, like the first drops of rain that soften the dry earth. I allowed your fear to melt away in my presence, just as snow slowly dissolves under the early spring sun. There was not a single moment in your winter that was meaningless. Everything I allowed in that season has been nurturing what is now waiting to unfold before you. My child, do not fear change. I know you have grown so accustomed to the darkness that even light feels unfamiliar. You have walked slowly for so long that when I begin to push you forward, the movement makes your heart tremble. But change is a part of the sacred rhythm. Seasons were never designed to remain still. They must turn for life to continue. And so it is with your life. The winter you walked through was not a punishment. It was not a measure of your worth, nor was it a signal that you were not good enough. Winter was the season in which I hid you beneath the soil to shield you from the harsh winds that could have broken you too soon. I covered you from things you were not yet ready to face. I held you in stillness so you could learn how to stand firm when I lead you into a wider place. You thought you were being delayed, but in truth, I was building you. And now, my child, spring is approaching. I do not bring it hastily, but it is coming with a certainty that heaven established long ago. Spring is not luck or coincidence. It is evidence that life within you never disappeared. It is a reminder that I have been working all along, even when you could not perceive it. I have waited for the appointed time to awaken the seeds I planted in your heart. And once they awaken, you will be astonished at how quickly they grow. You will see renewal in the areas you thought had dried up, Old dreams, those you feared would never come to pass, will begin to sprout once more. Then summer will come, the season of fullness. It is when light covers you from the inside out, when you no longer need to strive to prove that you are walking in the right direction. Life will flow from every decision you make. You will see my provision, my guidance, my favor, and my hand opening doors so abundantly that you will have no choice but to pause and say, Lord, this truly is your doing. Summer is the confirmation that what I promised you was never mere words. You will step into a time where grace follows you like cool water, streaming through every dry corner of your soul. But do not overlook autumn. My child, many look at autumn and see only loss, shedding, and decline. Yet in my eyes, autumn is the time of harvest, the season in which you receive what you have sown through tears, perseverance, and quiet obedience. You will no longer see falling leaves as a sign of endings, but as evidence that the ground is gently returning to you what is good. Autumn is the season of abundance, of prayers answered, of opportunities unfolding like golden fields under the soft glow of the evening sun. All these seasons, winter, spring, summer, autumn, lead you to one truth: you are maturing in your journey with me. No season is meaningless. No season lasts forever, and in no season do I ever leave you to walk alone. My beloved child, listen carefully to these words, for they are not temporary comforts. This is truth being engraved into your soul. The battles you have wrestled for so long, the habits that felt like chains around your life, the cycles that left you exhausted and worn out, all of them are losing their grip. You no longer have to tremble before old impulses, nor fear that you will always return to the same dead ends you once stumbled into. What once dominated your thoughts, anxiety, the sense of failure, the fear of abandonment, the haunting weight of your mistakes will begin to fade like smoke carried away by the wind. You will come to see that their power has ceased to be a chain, becoming nothing more than a faint echo of a battle already won. A new peace is settling over you, gentle as the first rain falling on parched earth. You may not find words to describe it, but your soul will know. It will know the moment that peace touches you. Every invisible noise inside your mind will soften, and every tangled place inside you will fall into order like pages closing neatly in a book. You will feel a lightness that does not come from external circumstances, but from my own hand resting upon your heart. Just as rain softens cracked ground after a drought, my presence is softening the parts of you that hardened under sorrow and trials. When this peace comes, you will realize something has shifted without needing any explanation. You will feel as though the atmosphere around your soul has become clearer, wider, and easier to breathe. Things that once weighed heavily on your shoulders will feel as though they have lifted naturally. Worries that once tightened your chest will suddenly lose the power to make you tremble. You will not need logic to understand it. Your soul will sense it first. It will know that this peace comes from me, the one who can touch places you cannot reach on your own. And tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, something miraculous will happen. You will wake with a lighter heart, as though someone gathered every stone that once burdened you and carried them away while you slept. You will rise with an unfamiliar confidence, not a confidence you tried to create, but one born from the awareness that you are no longer walking alone. A new hope will take its place within you, not the fragile kind that leaves you easily disappointed, but the kind that comes from your soul, encountering the truth that I am the one holding your future. You once sighed and told yourself, perhaps my life is nothing more than a spiral of pain. Perhaps the terrible things simply repeat over and over again. Perhaps this is my fate. You believed you were trapped inside a circle with no exit. You thought that no matter how hard you tried, you would always return to the same place, exhausted, wounded, doubtful, and hopeless. But, my child, tonight I am doing something only I can do. I am drawing a straight line that cuts through that circle. Tonight, the old cycle is broken. Tonight, I am halting every repeating pattern the darkness has used to drain your strength. Tonight, I am declaring the end of the spirals that have pulled you back into fear and the feeling of failure. Tonight, I am closing the door you tried to shut but did not have the strength to seal. Tonight, I am ending the things that have clung to your soul like a shadow for far too long. A new season is arriving. Not another version of the old, but something entirely new, something that has never existed before in your life. You are not going back to the land you have just left. You are not returning to the person you once understood yourself to be. Your mind, your heart, your steps, all of them are entering a new journey, even if you have not yet fully realized it. I know there are days when you feel as though you are not moving anywhere at all. You look around and everything seems still. You think you are merely treading water, but what you do not know is that in the spiritual realm, you are in motion. You are growing in the silence. You are being pulled away from the things that no longer belong to you. Not every movement is visible, but every movement of mine holds purpose. When I lead you forward, you may not feel each step, but I will not let you remain stagnant. You may sense stillness, but you are not trapped. Like a seed beneath the soil, hidden from sight, yet quietly breaking open, you are emerging. Like a stream flowing beneath layers of stone, silent yet reshaping the landscape, you are being transformed. My child, stillness is not delay. It is the sign that I am rebuilding the person you are becoming. The steps you consider small are, in my eyes, tremendous strides. The things you view as failures are the foundations I am laying. The moments you think you are falling behind are actually the moments I am pulling you away from the wrong place in order to set you on the right path. The season you are stepping into will bring doors that open gently, without striving. You will find yourself walking into places that once remained closed no matter how long you knocked. You will find grace following you like breath, and you will understand that I never left you to struggle alone. You simply could not see me. But I never withdrew from you, not for a single second. My beloved child, I want you to hear clearly what I am speaking in this very moment. For these are not merely comforting words, but instructions for the new chapter that is unfolding in your life. The season ahead carries divine gifts, but it also carries responsibilities that correspond to the blessings I am preparing to place upon your shoulders. Grace always comes with purpose. Glory always comes with calling. Nothing I place in your hands is meant to be hidden. I give so you may use it, so you may walk forward, so you may shine as light to the world around you. In this new season, what I desire most from you is not your ability, but your closeness to me. Stay near me. Walk alongside me. Allow my hand to rest upon your shoulder, guiding you into territories you once feared to enter. Do not run ahead of the timing I have appointed, for haste will cause you to stumble. But do not shrink back in fear either, believing you are unworthy or too frail to receive what is coming. You are not called to run ahead of me, nor to lag behind. You are called to walk with me, step by step. I know you have had seasons where you felt left behind, as though others were advancing while you remained still. But what you did not know is that I intentionally held you in a place of preparation so that when the new season arrived, you would move not by your own strength, but by the leading of my Spirit. Trust that every step you take has already been directed by me, and none of them are meaningless. I will teach you how to hear my instructions in the quietness within you. My Spirit will speak to you, not loudly, not urgently, but gently, like the first breeze of spring brushing across your soul. You will know when to move forward and when to pause, because my peace will be your sign. When you walk without striving and your heart remains at rest, that is when I am opening the way. But when heaviness, unease, or restlessness rises within you, that is my reminder for you to wait, to listen again, and to place your hand in mine a little more firmly. And my child, never forget that my joy is your strength. There are moments when you assume strength comes from striving, from persistence, or from courage. Yet in my kingdom, true strength is born from joy, the joy of belonging to me, the joy of knowing you are walking in the right direction, the joy of knowing you are loved without condition. When my joy fills you, no trial can overpower you, no word spoken against you can shake you, and no temptation can draw you away from the path I have set before you. In the nights to come, you will begin to receive signs that heaven is sending toward you. The dreams you once dismissed as random are in fact confirmations from me. They are not meaningless visions. They are the language of the spiritual realm through which I speak when your mind is no longer weighed down. In sleep, you are placed in a space where I can sow seeds of revelation, truths you have never considered, insights you could not create on your own. And when you awaken, the first light that touches your soul will carry sparks of creativity, clarity, and wisdom that you need for the new season. You will receive ideas you never imagined. You will see solutions where, before, there were only dead ends. These flashes of understanding do not originate from you, they come from me. They are reminders that I am working in you, through you, and for you. Pay attention to what I place in your mind in the morning. Write down the thoughts that seem fleeting, yet carry the weight of your future. Record the sudden clarity that rises within you. For these impressions are not random, they are seeds I am planting in your life to nourish the season you are stepping into. These seeds hold the power to grow into doors, opportunities, and encounters far beyond anything you have imagined. My beloved child, I give these seeds not for you to hide away, but for you to cultivate. A seed only becomes a tree when it is planted, tended, and awaited in faith. You do not need to understand everything right now. You only need to trust and follow my guidance. The ideas you receive will become keys that open doors you have stood before for years, but have never crossed. Small revelations will lead to great breakthroughs. And when the doors finally open, you will know it was not your cleverness but my hand. You will remember the nights you cried quietly, with no one aware. You will remember the mornings when you woke weary yet still chose to trust me. I see it all. I do not let a single one of your tears fall in vain. Each one is a seed sown into the field of your future. You are entering a time when my creativity will flow through you like water. You will find yourself speaking words you didn't know you carried. You will accomplish things you once believed were only distant dreams. Wisdom will come naturally, as though you awakened already knowing what must be done. All of this is my gift to the child who listens and walks in step with me. And I tell you this, never underestimate the small sparks I place in your mind. They may appear simple, yet they carry the power to transform your entire life. One idea from me can open a door that 10 years of striving could not. One spark from me can heal a wound you have carried for far too long. One dream from me can place you on the path you were born to walk. My beloved child, in the days ahead, you will begin to recognize the subtle yet unmistakable movements of heaven around you. They will not be loud or dramatic, but they will bear my imprint in ways that cannot be mistaken. You will hear a sentence from a stranger that echoes the very words I whispered to you in quiet moments. You will see opportunities appear at the exact moment, in the exact form, and in the exact alignment with the longings you have brought before my throne. You will be surprised when doors you once knocked upon in desperation, doors you believed sealed forever, suddenly open effortlessly as though they had never resisted you. And there will be people who enter your life carrying pieces of the journey that you have been missing. None of these things are coincidences. They are not luck. They are not random occurrences born of favorable circumstances. No, my child, they are signs. They are the first heartbeats of a new season rising. They are the early fruits. The evidence that what I promised is no longer merely written but is now beginning to take shape. Like waters gathering before they break forth in abundance. Each small confirmation is another whisper from me. I am here. I am working. I am making a way for you. And as you begin to see these things unfold, I want you to keep your heart in a place of humility. I will lift you up. But this lifting is not meant to make you proud. It is meant to place you in the position I have chosen for you. Remember that everything you receive flows from my grace, not from your strength or effort. Remain rooted in this humility, for when you stand in the right place before me, I can take you farther than you have ever imagined. I also desire that you keep a tender and compassionate heart as I pour my blessings over your life. As you step into a new season, a season of increase, of open doors, of spiritual and material abundance, you will encounter people who are still walking through the night you have just emerged from. Treat them with the same mercy I have shown you. Extend your hand to lift them up rather than stepping past them. For blessings do not shape a person's character. It is your response to blessing that reveals who you truly are. Above all, I call you to remain close to me. Many seek me in their sorrow, but forget me in their joy. I do not want this to be your story. When I lead you into wider places, walk with me there with a soft heart and a discerning spirit. Intimacy with me will be the compass that keeps you from losing your way amid doors that appear good but are not from me. That closeness will help you distinguish what comes from heaven and what is merely a distraction disguised as opportunity. My child, there is something I must warn you about, not to frighten you, but to help you walk with confidence. Do not allow fear to pull you back into the former season. You have fought too hard to come this far. You have passed through long nights and trials that nearly broke you, but that season is over. Do not let memories of past failures cause you to doubt what I am doing now. Do not let the negative predictions of others slow your steps. Do not let the voice of your past speak louder than the call of your future. And do not let guilt convince you that you are unworthy of entering this new season. You cannot make yourself worthy, yet I have chosen you. You cannot make yourself clean, yet I have washed you with grace. You do not need to fear that old mistakes will make me change my mind. My love for you is not based on your perfection, but on my unchanging nature. You are not stepping into this new season because you met a requirement. You are stepping into it because I called your name. Walk forward boldly. Do not bow your head in fear, but lift your face with the confidence that I am leading you on the right path. This is a distinct moment set apart for you, not earlier, not later, but precisely at the time when your soul has matured enough to receive what is great. I want you to know that you did not arrive here by chance. You are here because I have ordered your steps. My beloved child, in the days ahead, confirmation will continue to come to you like glimmers of light along the path. When you hear what I have spoken, echoed through the words of a stranger, it is a sign that heaven is agreeing with what I have planted in you. When an opportunity opens exactly as you prayed, it is a reminder that I have heard every sigh of your heart. When a door that was once sealed swings open, it is proof that no barrier can stand when I decide to act. When new people enter your life carrying abilities, insight, support, or strength for your journey, it is evidence that I have prepared everything long before you even realized you would need it. My precious child, tonight I want you to understand more deeply how seasons operate in my kingdom. Seasons not measured by the time of man, but by the maturity of the soul and the work I am doing in the deepest places within you. Just as the earth moves through winter, spring, summer, and autumn, so your spirit also moves through phases I established to help you grow not only in understanding, but in faith, endurance, and the purpose I have placed within you. You have just stepped out of a season of preparation, a time during which you often could not understand why everything seemed so difficult, why things you cherished were taken from you, why you had to face heaven's silence and the emptiness in your heart with no explanation that could soothe it. But my child, the season of preparation was not punishment. It was a sacred process in which I pruned away what no longer bore fruit, so that your roots could grow deeper, stronger, and more anchored beneath the surface. No one sees the roots, no one applauds the roots, yet the roots determine your true strength. In that season, you shed more tears than you wanted to admit. You prayed through nights so long that your petitions became your breath. You persevered even when everything around you suggested it was time to give up. But I saw every tear, every sigh, every quiet prayer. I saw the way you stood again after storms that shook your faith. I saw how you held on to me, even when you did not understand what I was doing. That season, the season of pruning, of silence, of testing, softened the soil of your heart and made it more fertile than at any other time before. And now, my child, I speak to you a word of gladness. The season of preparation has been completed. You are stepping into an entirely different time, a season of planting and increase, where the things you longed for but once seemed distant will begin to take shape clearly before your eyes. Opportunities you once thought were mere desires will draw near. New relationships sent by me at the appointed moment will enter your life as bearers of seeds. As supporters, as companions I have prepared long in advance. The visions, ideas, and dreams you once hid in your heart will suddenly take root, flourish, and break through the surface. You will be astonished by the speed of this transformation, like a sprout breaking through the soil after a gentle rain. The signs of new life will appear so quickly that you may feel as though they emerged overnight. But no, my child, they do not arrive unexpectedly. They appear at the right moment because the soil of your heart has finally become ready. You have prepared for this season with tears that were never meaningless. You have prepared through prayers you thought went unanswered. You have prepared through quiet perseverance, through small but steady steps, through faithfulness when you had no reason to believe except my promise alone. The ground within you is no longer hardened as it once was. It has been shaped by trials, by sorrow, by obedience, and when the soil softens, the seeds will sprout. What you are about to receive is not the result of favorable circumstances, nor the product of your own skill, but the outcome of the work I have done in your heart day by day, night by night, through every circumstance you walked through. The season of preparation was the part of the process in which I labored while you felt that nothing was happening at all. In this planting season, you will begin to see signs of both spiritual and tangible growth. Things that once felt like trials to you will now become opportunities to shine. Situations that once stirred fear will transform into new territory for you to enter with confidence. Promises you once held quietly within will start to reveal themselves outwardly. And each time you witness new life rising, remember that it is not the result of chance, but the unfolding of a process I ordained long ago. The people I bring beside you will also change. Some will come to sow seeds into your life. Some will come to water those seeds with encouragement and support. Some will come to teach you what you have never understood before. And there will also be those you must release, for they belong to the previous season and not the one you are stepping into. Do not grieve when the season shifts and certain people leave your life. They are not being discarded. They have simply fulfilled their purpose in that chapter. And as you sow, I will provide more seed. As you walk forward, I will open the path. As you trust, I will cause everything to flourish. Growth does not come from your own striving. Growth comes from the partnership between you and me. You plant, and I cause the increase. You move, and I lead. You pray, and I answer in ways that exceed your imagination. My child, prepare yourself to witness wonders. You will see small beginnings become great things. You will see fragile ideas transform into clear plans. You will see broken prayers turn into vivid displays of grace. You will see the tiny seeds in your hands bloom into fields of blessing. I want you to understand that the season of planting is not merely a season of work, but a season of hope. This is the moment when you behold what I prepared in the hidden places. This is when you gather what you sowed through pain. This is when you experience the fullness of my hand upon your life. You no longer have to guess what I am doing. Now you will see, my beloved child, as you step into this season of sowing and growth, I want you to realize that what is unfolding before you is not a string of fortunate events, but the natural outcome of a life refined by testing and anchored in faith. What you are about to witness does not appear suddenly. It comes in harmony with the divine rhythm I established long before you were formed in your mother's womb. New life is never accidental. It is the fruit of quiet perseverance, of steadfastness you embodied even on the days when you had nothing left but weary breaths and faint prayers. In this season, you will begin to sense a gentle, yet unmistakable stirring within your spirit. It will feel like the first warm breeze of early summer sweeping across an open field, signaling that life is moving beneath the surface. It is the prompting of the Holy Spirit, inviting you to step beyond the boundaries you once lived within and to believe in things you used to consider too great, too distant, too not meant for you. But, my child, I want you to know that the limits you lived under were simply the residue of difficult seasons. They do not define the season you are stepping into now. This season is not built on your past, it is built on my word. You will begin to recognize this as I stir within you new visions, new desires, and new goals, things you never dared to imagine before. Do not fear these things. When I plant a vision in your heart, I also provide every step needed for it to take shape. I never speak a word that I do not also empower. I never place a burden on you without placing my shoulder beside yours to carry it. Along this new path, you will encounter moments that make you feel small. I do not want you to avoid that feeling. I want you to walk through it. Because when you feel small, it is a sign that you are relying on me more than on yourself. And in my kingdom, those who depend on me are the strongest of all. They do not lean on their own understanding. They lean on my wisdom. They do not walk by their own strength. They walk by the power of heaven. They do not try to hide their weakness. They allow my power to be perfected in that very weakness. And then, my child, when the first sprouts begin to push upward, you will finally see what you once longed to understand. You will begin to recognize the worth of the difficult seasons you endured. What you once called failure was actually fertilizer. The tears you thought were wasted turned out to be water for the soil of your heart. The days you believed had no purpose were the very days I was laying your foundation. You will understand deeply and emotionally that I never abandoned you. You will look back and see that I truly used everything, even the most painful things, to prepare you to stand firm in the season of blessing. There is no seed I plant that lacks purpose. In the days ahead, you will see new connections forming. People you have never met will enter your life, fitting into place like perfectly shaped pieces necessary for the next stage of your journey. Doors you tried to open for years without success will now open effortlessly the moment you touch them. Not because you have become stronger, but because the appointed time has come. In my kingdom, timing is just as important as preparation. And now, both are ready. I will also teach you how to tend the seeds I have planted. Not everything that grows comes from me, and not everything that comes from me grows easily. Each seed will require your attention, your faith, your perseverance. Do not grow discouraged when early growth slows. Do not panic when challenges rise around the tender sprouts. Challenges are not meant to destroy, they are meant to strengthen. Everything you nurture with faith will grow by my power, my child. I also want you to understand that a season of growth is not merely a season of work, it is a season of awareness. You will begin to discern my voice more clearly, to sense my presence more deeply, and to recognize my fingerprints in the details of your daily life. You will understand that I am not only the one who blesses you, but the one who walks with you in every decision, every step, every dream. Intimacy with me will increase. You will feel me closer than ever. Because when you move in alignment with your season, my companionship becomes unmistakably real. And then one day, you will step into the season of harvest, a season in which many of the things you have waited for will finally come to fruition. But hear me in this, the harvest is not your only reward. The harvest is simply the visible evidence of all I have done in the unseen. Before you ever gather fruit, I have already built you. Before you witness the outcome, I have already strengthened your faith. Before you enter the season overflowing with blessings, I have shaped you into someone capable of carrying them. Do not rush. Then, do not assume that the only season worth anticipating is the harvest. Every season carries its own beauty. Every season holds its own treasure. And in the season you are walking through right now, the greatest treasure is your transformation. My child, I want you to walk through this time with a renewed confidence, not confidence in yourself, but confidence in me. I have led you through seasons of storms. Would I abandon you in a season of blessing? I have protected you when you were at your weakest. Would I fail to keep you now that you are growing stronger? I loved you in the days when you could not see anything lovable in yourself. Would I not lift you up in the days when you finally begin to recognize your own worth? Here is what I want you to carve deeply into your heart. You do not walk alone. I go before you to clear the path. I walk behind you to guard your steps. I stand beside you to guide you. What I have begun, I will bring to completion. Your part is simply to keep moving, keep believing, and keep your heart tender and willing. My beloved child, there is something I want you to etch deeply within you in my hands. No ending is meaningless. Everything you see as a conclusion, as a door slammed shut, as a chapter folded abruptly through my eyes. These are beginnings disguised beneath ashes. You weep at endings, but I look beyond them. I see new life waiting on the other side of your pain. When something must come to a stop, it is not because I have run out of options, but because I am releasing you from a structure that has become too small for what I have destined you to become. Every goodbye you speak, whether to a person, a place, a dream, or an earlier version of yourself, is not an empty void. These farewells are doors, sometimes closing with a painful echo, yet opening quietly in another direction. You only see the side of the door that shuts before your eyes, but I see the long hallway behind it, leading to rooms you never knew existed. Do not fear goodbyes. Do not fear separations. Do not fear things that have expired. In my kingdom, an ending is only permitted when it is making room for something better, deeper, and more mature. Every loss you endure, if you allow me to enter, it will never be an empty space. I do not dismiss your pain. I do not minimize what you have surrendered. I see each thing you have had to release, each moment you had to let go even when your heart held on tightly. I see the nights you clung to memories like an old garment, simply because you were not yet ready to face the truth that the season had ended. But my child, I do not let loss become your final punctuation. I transform it into the necessary clearing for something greater. When your hands remain wrapped around what is no longer alive, there is no room for what I long to place into them. I do not rob you, I free you. You have kept the memories of past seasons like dried leaves pressed between pages, stories, faces, dreams, choices that once felt like the entirety of your world. I do not ask you to deny your past. I simply invite you not to let the past become the anchor that keeps you tied to an old shore. Memory is not meant to bind you, but to remind you how far I have carried you. Honor what has been, but do not build your dwelling there. Look back with gratitude, then look forward in obedience. Now, I am calling you to open your hands. You have held too tightly to things that no longer belong to this season. You have tried to preserve relationships, mindsets, habits, and plans that I have gently urged you to release long ago. Yet you hesitated, fearing that if you let go, you would be left with nothing. You forgot that only when a seed falls to the ground and dies does it produce much fruit. In the same way, only when you dare to surrender the old at my feet will there be space for me to place the new into your hands. Let the last leaves of the previous season fall. Do not try to glue them back onto the branches. A tree does not die when its leaves fall. It is preparing for its new cycle of life. And so it is with you. You are not losing everything when the old things drop away. On the contrary, it is a sign that I am clothing you anew. The old leaves, though once beautiful, no longer carry the life they once held. You keep them only because you fear appearing bare. But my child, I am not afraid to see you in your leafless season. I know it is merely the threshold before the new buds begin to rise. When you dare to accept the falling of the leaves, you will be able to lift your eyes and recognize that the first blossoms of a new season have already appeared on the branches. They may be small, delicate, still trembling in the wind, yet they are the unmistakable signs that life is returning. I am causing things to bloom that you have never seen before, repainting the landscape of your life with shades you once could not imagine. I am not merely bringing you back to where you used to be, I am leading you into something entirely new. My child, this is not just another cycle in the familiar pattern of rise and fall, gain and loss, coming and going. You are no longer spinning on a weary wheel of fate. I am ushering you into a crossing, an elevation from an old level to a new one. From the surface into the depths. This is not simply a return to where you stood before the storm. This is a passage over a bridge into an entirely different shore. You will not return to the old forest where you once wandered in confusion. You are moving toward a land that is broader, deeper, and greener. This is a new chapter, but not a spontaneous one. It is a chapter I have long prepared, waiting only for the moment when your heart was ready to step inside. You once believed you understood the purpose of your life, but now I am drawing back the curtain so you may see another layer, one far deeper. Purpose is not merely what you do, purpose is who you become in my hands. And in this season, I am not only changing your circumstances, I am deepening you, expanding you, softening you, strengthening you. I am leading you from knowing me in theory to experiencing me in the very depths of your soul. I know you may feel anxious, for every crossing comes with uncertainty. You are leaving behind familiar safety, yet the new land ahead has not fully revealed itself. You stand in the middle of the bridge, with what you once held close behind you, and only my promises ahead. But it is in this middle place where your faith is refined. I am not calling you to cross alone. I walk with you. I hold your hand, and I whisper at every step, do not look back. Keep moving. I am here, my beloved. Allow yourself to grieve what has been lost, but do not let that grief obstruct the path I am opening for you. Cry if you must, but when the tears are gone, lift your head. Do not let the memories of an old season consume the vision I am giving you for the new one. Do not let fear convince you that you cannot handle any more change. You have endured what you once believed would break you. Therefore, you will continue forward so long as you walk with me. You are not simply returning to your starting point. You now stand on a higher step, one whose price only you and I know. This is the moment you begin to live like someone who has passed through fire, not someone who constantly fears it. This is the moment you begin to think, speak, and choose as one who knows they are called by heaven, not merely drifting through existence. Enter this new chapter with reverence, yet also with expectation. Allow me to continue writing the story you once thought was nearing its end. I have not laid my pen down. The best pages are not behind you, they are ahead. And I, the one who has walked with you through every season, will still be the one who goes before you, stands beside you, and surrounds you in every shift of the journey. My child, this is not merely a phase. This is a crossing. And I tell you with all my love, you are not stepping in the wrong direction. You are moving the right way, at the right time, with the one who never makes mistakes. Open your hands, open your heart. Let me lead you into something deeper, larger, and more beautiful than anything you have dared to dream. My beloved, you have tasted my goodness in past seasons just enough to keep your heart from collapsing. Enough for you to know that I was still present even when you could not always feel me. But now, I tell you something far greater. You will drink more deeply. You will not merely brush against grace. You will be immersed in it. You will not only hear my voice in passing, you will discern every whisper clearly. You will not simply sense the light, you will walk in the very stream of it. The overwhelming sense you feel tonight is not the climax of your journey, but merely the doorway into its beginning. You believe you have understood me, yet you have only been standing at the threshold. Now I am leading you into a room you have never entered before, a place of intimacy, revelation, and spiritual depth that I have long prepared, waiting only for the readiness of your heart to step inside. Imagine opening that door and beholding a landscape more beautiful than anything you ever dared to dream. The seeds I planted in your spirit long ago are now beginning to bloom. The promises you held in the dark are slowly taking shape in the light. The scattered fragments of your life are finally aligning into a coherent picture. Yet I must tell you the truth, this beauty does not stand apart from challenge. Those who draw near to me must also walk through places where the light exposes hidden corners of the heart, bringing healing and transformation. But do not fear. Beauty, challenge, and growth all converge in one place, my presence. When I walk with you, every trial becomes a classroom, every step of growth becomes a joy, every difficulty becomes a pathway toward freedom. You do not have to find your own way through these things. My spirit is the one who leads you, reminds you, strengthens you, prompts you, and illuminates you. In the quiet moments when night falls, when all noise fades, when your mind is no longer chasing the anxieties of the day, my spirit will draw near. You will sense him like a gentle breath moving across your soul. You will know this is not a random thought, it is my whisper, guiding you in what to say, what to do, what to avoid, and what to hold on to. You will begin to understand things that once confused you. Your heart will become clear in ways your own intellect could never explain. And when you face uncertainty, when crossroads appear, when decisions keep you awake, when choices seem heavy and unclear, I will give you my peace. Not the fragile peace the world attempts to create through control or reassurance, but the peace that surpasses all understanding. The kind that steadies the heart in the midst of storms. The kind that does not come from circumstances but flows directly from my presence. When calm rises unexpectedly while your mind is restless, that is me. When you suddenly know what to do even though everything around you contradicts it, that is me. When you cannot make sense of the situation yet feel your heart lighten, that too is me. There will also be days when you feel weak, when you believe you cannot take another step. Your strength will seem to fade. Your faith may dim. Your determination might shake. Yet, my child, It is in those moments that my joy becomes your strength, not the joy born from favorable circumstances, but the joy that springs from the certainty that I am with you, that you are not abandoned, and that every trial carries purpose. This joy is like an underground spring flowing beneath the earth, unseen, yet nourishing the entire forest above it. When you are weary, trembling, or on the edge of collapsing, that spring will begin to rise within you. You will feel an unfamiliar freshness, a vitality not your own, an energy that comes directly from heaven. You will be astonished to find yourself standing again, continuing to walk, continuing to believe, continuing to love, continuing to hope. I know there are moments when you look toward the future and see only a fog that obscures your path. But I do not call you to walk into the mist so you may feel lost. I call you into the mist so you may learn to take hold of my hand. You do not need to see the entire road. You only need to see me standing before you. What you perceive as uncertainty is, in truth, my invitation for you to enter a deeper dimension of trust. My beloved child, do not think that this journey is reserved only for those stronger than you. I chose you not because you are flawless, but because you know how to depend on me. I chose you not because you have never fallen, but because you return to me every time you stumble. I chose you not because you are strong, but because when you are weak, my power is revealed in its fullness. In the days ahead, you will sense a clearer guidance. The things that once confused you will slowly come into focus. You will begin to notice the small steps the Holy Spirit urges you to take: an apology offered, a decision to release something, a gentle shift in your thoughts, an action that seems insignificant but is in fact opening a much larger door in your future. This is how I work. I plant small seeds to prepare for a great harvest. Remember, this journey is not one of fear. It is a journey of expansion. And I never enlarge what surrounds you without first enlarging you from within. You will feel your heart being stretched, lifted, and deepened. You will learn quietness in your spirit, sensitivity to my voice, and a courage that does not come from applause, but from my whisper. And each time you feel overwhelmed by what I am doing, remember that this is only the beginning. You have not yet seen all I have prepared for you. You have not yet touched the fullness of the treasures I have placed along your path. But you will, little by little, day by day, as long as you continue to walk with me. My child, open your heart, lay down your worries. Allow me to lead you deeper, for the place to which I am taking you is not a place where you must hold everything together by your own strength. It is a place where you learn to rest in my presence. And there, right there, you will understand what it means to live truly in grace, truly in joy, and truly in the unchanging love I have for you, my beloved one. The journey you are stepping into is not a fleeting emotional moment, but an entirely new way of living, a way of walking with me each day. What you feel tonight is only the first sip from a spring that never runs dry. I am not calling you to myself only to send you back into your old loneliness. I am calling you to learn to live in the rhythm of my heart from the moment you rise to the moment your head rests on the pillow. I desire that my presence become the atmosphere you breathe, the foundation of every decision, the starting point of every plan, the place you return to after every turmoil. There will be days when you feel you are walking well, hearing me clearly, moving with strength, yet there will also be days when you feel slow, tired, or uncertain. I am not surprised by those days, nor do I withdraw my invitation because of your weakness. I know you are dust. I know you are fragile. I know how easily you can be wounded. That is why I promise to walk with you. I never command you to climb mountains alone. I take your hand, step by step, even when your legs tremble. When you fall, Do not quickly conclude that you have disappointed me so deeply that I have turned away. I am not like those who have abandoned you. I do not walk away when you are weak. I draw nearer. I do not withdraw from you when you struggle. I call you to rise again. As Scripture reminds you, Micah 7:8 says, "Though I fall, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light." You may stumble, collide with old walls, or lose your footing, but these are not your ending points. They are pauses in which you learn once again to cling to me, not to your own strength. There will be seasons when you cannot hear me as clearly as before, and you will wonder, "Have you left me?" But my child, I have already declared that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Silence is not absence. It is often an invitation for you to listen deeper, to lean closer, to realize that even without feelings, I am still holding you. I want you to trust in my promise more than in your shifting emotions. Feelings rise and fall, but my word stands firm. There will be moments when you stand at a crossroads, with every option seeming reasonable and every direction carrying risk. In such times, do not rush forward out of fear of missing an opportunity. Return to me. Ask me. Allow my peace to draw the boundary lines for you. If your heart is in turmoil, pause. If you step forward and feel a deep, steady stillness, that is the sign that I am walking with you. I do not lead you with shouting. I lead you with peace that settles like calm waters after a storm. And I know there will be days when you are too weary to pray, too drained to sing, too overwhelmed to lift your voice. You may sit in silence or whisper only a few fragile words. "Lord, I'm so tired." My child, even those whispers reach the heights of heaven. I do not require a performance from you. I receive your broken prayers, your sighs, your hidden tears. They rise before me like incense. When you are weak, I do not stand afar commanding you to be strong. I come beside you, place my hand on your shoulder, and say, "You no longer have to carry this alone." Isaiah 4:1-10 declares, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." I did not speak those words only to an ancient people. I speak them to you today. When you tremble, I strengthen you. When you falter, I uphold you. When you fear, I cover you. And when you are weak, I become the strength within you. My child, I want you to grow accustomed to returning to me in even the smallest things. Do not wait until the storms rise before seeking me. Seek me in the ordinary moments when you walk along the road, when you sit and wait, when you work, when you eat, when you are alone. Learn to speak to me as you would to a friend walking beside you. I am not only concerned with the big decisions, I also care about the quiet uncertainties you never dare to share with anyone. Every thought that flashes across your heart is seen by me. Every small question you hesitate to voice is heard clearly by my ears. I will also use other people to encourage you and affirm you. You do not have to fight alone. I will place by your side those who love me, those who remind you of my promises, who pull you away from the edge of exhaustion when you feel like giving up. Do not close your heart because of old wounds. I can use others as instruments to lift you up, just as I use you to strengthen those around you. In this new journey, you will see more clearly that you are not only a receiver of comfort but also a carrier of my consolation to others. There will be moments when you revisit places that once caused you pain, and you may think, "I don't want to remember this anymore." But if I lead you back, it is not to wound you again. It is to show you how deeply I have healed you. You will step into similar situations and realize that your reactions have changed. You no longer panic as you once did. You no longer see yourself as a failure. You will discover that my joy has quietly become your strength. You will smile in the very places where you once could only weep. This is the mark of growth, of freedom, of a heart that has drunk deeply from my goodness. My child, remember that I do not build your life through emotional bursts that fade away. I build your life day by day, step by step, through small, faithful choices. What you feel now, the awe, the stirring, the deep sense of being touched is only an invitation for you to enter a new rhythm of life with me. Do not let the emotion pass and allow everything to revert to the way it was. Respond to it. Begin with simple changes. Set aside quiet time with me. Open my word. Write down what the Holy Spirit whispers to you. Obey the gentle nudges within. You do not need to change everything overnight. You only need to be faithful with what I place before you today. And I promise you this, if you continue to walk with me, if you allow me to teach you trust, to teach you how to listen, to teach you how to rest in my presence, you will one day look back and realize you have gone much farther than you ever imagined. You will see a different person in the mirror, not because your appearance has changed, but because your eyes now shine with life. You will see that fear is no longer the loudest voice within you. I have replaced it with the voice of faith, of hope, and of love. My beloved child, you have tasted, and now you will drink deeply. You have lingered at the threshold, and now you will enter in. You have heard about me, and now you will experience me yourself. I have not changed my mind about you. I have not withdrawn my promise. I do not suddenly turn my back. I am here in every breath you take, in every step you are about to make. Let me lead you, lift you, teach you to love, teach you to live. And when you are weak, remember this, my peace still guards your heart. My joy is still your strength. And my love never changes. My beloved, pause for a moment and listen quietly to what I am speaking to you right now. I want you to know with certainty and without a trace of doubt that I am proud of you. I see the journey you have walked, the days when you were so weary you wished you could disappear, the nights when you no longer had the strength to pray, the mornings when you forced yourself to rise even though your heart felt nearly empty. I see it all, and I say to you, you did not give up. You did not turn your back on the light, even when the darkness of circumstance pressed hard against your soul. You are still standing, my child. You have stood firm, even when your legs trembled and your tears flowed. You held on to my words, even when you could not feel my presence. You believed what I spoke, even when your situation spoke the opposite. You chose hope not because you were strong, but because deep within, you knew that I had never abandoned you. That perseverance, that quiet determination, that fragile yet sincere faith, these are what delight my heart. My child, this is why you are now ready for what I am about to do. I am about to reveal my goodness over your life in ways you have never known before. Not merely as small blessings like morning dew upon the grass, but as great showers that drench the dry places of your soul. I will open things you once believed you could never deserve. I will lead you into spaces you never dared to enter. I will unlock doors you could never push open by your own strength. You will see me in every step you take, in every encounter you have, in every gentle yet powerful shift unfolding around you. Now, I want you to do something very important. Rest. Do not try harder. Do not keep maneuvering. Do not let your mind chase after the worries I already asked you to place into my hands. Let your heart be still, like a lake after the wind has ceased. Let your thoughts settle, like the earth after a cleansing rain. Let me carry out the part of the work that only I can do. My hand is upon you, not lightly, but as a father placing his blessing on the head of his child. My love is covering you like a warm cloak on a cold night. My spirit is filling you, not with frantic intensity, but with a quiet, deep life that heals places within you that you could never heal on your own. My child, tonight is not like the nights that came before. Tonight is a turning point. Tonight is the moment when heaven bends closer to touch you, to shift the season of your life, to shake every boundary that darkness has tried to build around you. Tonight, unseen yet real, a decree from heaven is being released over your life. The old season ends, the new season begins. This is not symbolic language. This is a spiritual reality being impressed upon your life. I am shaking loose what needs to fall away. I am breaking chains you could not see but have long weighed you down. I am releasing streams of grace that have been blocked. I am breathing life into dreams you believed were dead. I am refining your steps, your thoughts, your emotions. Tonight, in this stillness, I am reshaping your destiny. My child, this is the tremor of my mercy. It does not come like thunder. It comes like a current of quiet power flowing through your soul. It does not break you. It unravels what has bound you. It does not push you down. It lifts you to your feet. It does not terrify you. It makes you know that you belong to me fully and completely. Tonight, my presence comes not only to comfort but to realign. I am placing something new within you, a confidence born of heaven, not of earthly experience. A peace deeper than any peace you have ever known. A knowing that you are no longer standing where you once fell, but where I am raising you up. And as you close your eyes to sleep, I want you to know that heaven remains at work. While you rest, I labor. While you sleep, I plant seeds. While you are unaware, I shift the spiritual atmosphere around you. That is why I speak, sleep, and receive. You do not need to understand everything. You only need to open your heart and let me do what I have ordained to do. And when you awaken not only with physical eyes but with spiritual sight, you will step forward with a lightness you have not felt in a long time. You will notice things that seem small but are truly signs of great change. You will hear me more clearly. You will discern my movements more easily. You will no longer see the future as a dark, impenetrable wall, but as a horizon breaking open with light. My beloved child, from this moment onward, I want you to learn to see your life with new eyes. You are no longer someone simply trying to cling to survival in the storm. You are one who has been commissioned for a new season, a new chapter, a new stature in your journey with me. I do not speak this to stir your emotions, but to affirm the spiritual truth now being established. A boundary line has been drawn between before and from this moment on. You will still be yourself with your personality, your smile, your endearing habits, and even the weaknesses you know so well, but something deeper has shifted. You no longer face the future as someone pushed into it, but as someone invited into it, alongside me. When you wake in the mornings that follow, I want you to remember what I have spoken to you tonight. Do not treat this experience as a rare, sacred moment to be tucked away as a beautiful yet distant memory. Treat it as a beginning. Each morning, as you open your eyes, do not think first of your tasks, your responsibilities, or the worries waiting at the threshold of your thoughts. Give me those first few seconds. Whisper, Lord, I know you are here. Lead me today. Just that one sentence opens the door for me to enter every moment of your day. I know you are asking yourself, what must I do to be worthy of this new thing, my child? What I give you is not built upon your worthiness, but upon my love and my covenant. What I desire from you is not perfection, but a heart that knows how to return to me. You may stumble. You may walk slowly. You may have days when exhaustion keeps you from doing anything as you intended. But do not let those moments cause you to withdraw from me. Every time you feel you have failed, remember that I never chose you because you would never fail. I chose you because I desire to walk with you, even in the places where you fall. Let every stumble become a reason for you to run toward me, not away from me. In the coming days, you will begin to notice small changes, very small ones, rising within your thoughts and reactions. In moments where you would once have responded with anxiety, you will suddenly find your heart resting in unusual calm. In conversations where fear once kept you silent, you will now dare to speak words that are honest and filled with love. In situations where anger or hurt once surged first, you will now hear a gentle voice inside you, urging you to pause, to listen, to forgive. Do not overlook these changes. This is my spirit at work within you. This is the evidence that what I speak over you tonight is not merely beautiful language, but power actively transforming you. You will also begin to recognize the underlined notes I leave along your path. A scripture will suddenly come alive, as though it were written specifically for you on that very day. A song will play at the exact moment your heart needs its message. A passing remark from someone simple, ordinary will echo perfectly the very prayer you whispered in secret. These things are not accidents, my child. They are my reminders that I am watching every step you take, that heaven is not as distant as you imagine, and that my words to you are not spoken once and forgotten, but woven into the details of your daily life. I also want you to know that from this day on, I will teach you an important lesson, learning to rest inwardly, even when your surroundings remain unsettled. Rest is not neglect, not laziness, not avoidance. Resting in me means laying down the burdens that weigh upon your shoulders so that I may carry what you cannot. Resting in me means releasing the habit of condemning yourself, letting go of comparison, and ceasing the effort to control every possible outcome. Resting in me means believing that even when you cannot hold everything together, you are being held by the one who knows all things. There will be moments when you doubt this very experience. The enemy will whisper, "None of this is real. It is only a fleeting emotion." Everything will go back to the same. It will try to remind you of times when you thought you had changed, only to return to old patterns. It will bring back failures, the words others have spoken, the voices of judgment rising from within. But my child, this time is different. Different not because you have become stronger, but because you have given me permission to go deeper, to touch deeper, to transform deeper. When these doubts come, do not entertain them for long. Return to my words. Repeat what I have spoken over you. Remember that I am not a man that I should speak and not act, nor the son of man that I should change my mind. When you prepare to sleep in the nights ahead, consider it an appointment with me. Let your final thoughts of each day be not anxiety but surrender. You may whisper, "Lord, did I do everything well today? No. Was I perfect? No. But I place everything in your hands. Do in me what I cannot do on my own." Then allow your mind to quiet. Do not torment yourself with endless what-ifs and if-onlys. My hand is upon you, whether you are aware of it or not. I am watching over you. Tonight, I want you to believe this one truth. Heaven has truly bent low over your life, not because you earned it, but because you opened your heart, because you remained, because you did not walk away when the road was dark. I never forget those who cling to me in the night. And now, as the dawn of a new season begins to rise, I want you to walk as one who belongs to the light, not hurried, not frightened, but steady, sincere, humble, and full of hope. You will not understand everything in a single moment, nor do I require you to. I simply invite you to walk with me. Every step you take with me is part of this journey. Every small decision, Every time you choose faith over fear. Every time you choose forgiveness instead of resentment. Every time you choose to return to me rather than hide in old refuges. Each act is a way you cooperate with the work I am doing within you. My beloved child, from this day forward, every day you live is not merely another day passing by, but a day within the new journey I have opened for you. I want you to begin seeing your life as a story being continued, not a page ruined beyond repair. I am the author of that story, and I am not hindered by the chapters you consider failures. I can take the scribbled lines, the blurred ink, even the tear-stained pages, and weave them into a narrative more beautiful than you can imagine. Your task is not to rewrite the whole book yourself. Your task is to hand the pen back to me each day, allowing me to continue writing as you walk in obedience and trust. There will be mornings when you wake without any fire or spiritual excitement. You may rise with a weary body, a crowded schedule, and a long list of tasks just like any other day. You may wonder, was everything God told me that night merely emotion, my child? That is when I want you to remember that I am not only present in the moments overflowing with inspiration, I am just as present in your ordinary steps. I am there when you wash your face, when you make your cup of coffee, when you step outside, when you begin your work. A new season does not unfold only on the mountaintop. It is lived out in the seemingly small rhythms of every day. I want you to learn to look at ordinary things through the eyes of someone living in a new covenant with me. An old task, but carried out with a renewed heart. An old relationship, but seen through a softened gaze. A circumstance that has not changed, but a person within you who has. That is the truest sign of transformation, not when everything outside shifts suddenly, but when you begin to respond differently to the things that once crushed you. When someone speaks a harsh word, instead of shrinking back in hurt, you will remember that you are loved, chosen, and upheld, and you will answer with a gentleness you never thought possible. When a door closes, instead of panicking, you will take a deep breath and say, Lord, I trust that you are still leading me. That is when my presence becomes not merely something you hear about, but a reality you live from. My child, I also want you to know that in this season, I will teach you to discern which voice is mine, which voice is born of fear, and which voice belongs to the enemy. My voice does not come to condemn, crush, or make you feel worthless. My voice may correct you, may call you to repentance, but it always offers a path back, always holds out hope for what lies ahead. The enemy uses your very mistakes to whisper, see, you're the same. You'll never change. Don't expect anything new. But I say, you stumbled, but you are not disqualified. Stand up, take my hand, and let us keep going. As Micah 7:8 says, though I have fallen, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light. Let that truth echo within you whenever you feel yourself slipping again. In the days ahead, I will also touch the way you see yourself. You have grown accustomed to viewing your identity through the lens of failure, through the words spoken by others, through the invisible comparisons that weigh heavily on your shoulders. But I am gently removing each of those filters from your eyes. I want you to see yourself through my own gaze. You are the one I love, the one I chose, the one for whom I paid the highest price, my only son. When you feel like just someone, I call you tenderly by name and remind you, my child, you are precious in my sight. I have lifted you from places you never thought you could rise from. I do not love you because of what you do for me. I love you because it is my nature to love, and because I see in you what you have not yet learned to see in yourself. And as Psalm 2:3:1 declares, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. What does that mean for your life now? It does not mean you will have everything exactly as you imagine, but that you will never lack what you truly need in order to walk in the purpose I have destined for you. You will not lack the grace to forgive. You will not lack the strength to stand on difficult days. You will not lack wisdom when facing important choices. You will not lack comfort on lonely nights. You may not possess everything others have, but you will never be deprived of what I know is essential for the journey uniquely crafted for you. My child, I also want you to know that what I am doing within you is not meant for you alone. I am teaching you, healing you, leading you, and comforting you so that through you, others may taste my goodness as well. There will be people who look at the way you overcame a difficult season and say, if God could do that for you, surely He can do that for me. There will be those who hear you speak of how you were restored and find in your story a spark of hope for their own. You will become a living testimony that I can turn ruins into new foundations, scars into marks of grace, and years that once seemed wasted into evidence of my faithfulness. There are things I will do quietly in your heart, treasures known only between you and me, but there are also things I will do openly, so that others may see the light shining through you. Do not fear when I bring you forward. I am not bringing you out to be displayed, but so that my glory may be revealed through your life. Do not shrink back from the light simply because you once grew accustomed to the dark. The light may feel blinding at first, but soon you will realize it helps you see more clearly who you are and where I stand in the story of your life. My child, as you continue walking through this new season, remember to return to me often. Do not wait until you are exhausted to seek water. Come to me even while you still feel strong. Do not wait until your heart becomes dry to ask for rain. Allow me to refresh you each day with my word, with my presence, with the small, quiet moments you set aside simply to be with me, not to say much, but simply to be before me. It is these moments that will keep your soul tender, so it does not grow hardened by pressure, by success, or by busyness. You have traveled a long road to reach this moment. I have seen you persevere when no one praised you, remain faithful when no one noticed, and weep in rooms where no one saw. I have gathered every bit of it, leaving nothing forgotten. And now, I stand with you at the threshold of a new chapter. I place my hand upon you, speak my blessing, and say, let us continue together. My child, this is not just an emotional night. This is the beginning of a new life. So, my child, do not fear tomorrow. Do not fear your weakness. Do not fear the length of the journey ahead. I am there at the end of the road, in the middle of the road, and right now, exactly where you stand. The season has shifted. The door has opened. Your heart has been touched. And I, the one who called you, will not abandon you halfway. Step forward just one step at a time, and I will take care of the rest. Prayers, Lord, in the quietness of my soul. I know you are inviting me into a new season. Please help me release everything that belongs to the season behind me, all the pain, all the fears, all the memories that still hold me back. Open my spiritual eyes so I may see that every ending is a hidden beginning, and every farewell is a door you are opening. I place into your hands everything I cannot control, and I ask you to lead me into the new chapter of my life with peace, courage, and a deep trust that you hold my future. Father, I come before you with hands still holding things I have been afraid to let go of. Please gently remove each old leaf from my soul, so I may receive the first blossoms of this new season. Heal every wound that once caused me to doubt my worth. Let your Holy Spirit soften the places in me that have grown rigid from disappointment. Help me step away from what no longer belongs to me and walk into the freedom you have prepared. Lord, Tonight is unlike previous nights. I sense a shift in the spiritual realm, a change of season that you are bringing over my life. Give me a sensitive heart to recognize what you are doing. Give me ears that can hear the whisper of the Holy Spirit in the still moments. Let your peace guard my heart from being shaken, and let your joy become my strength when I feel weak. Guide each step I take so that I neither run ahead of you nor fall behind. Father, I believe you are opening doors I have never seen before. New opportunities, new relationships, and new ideas are beginning to take root within me. Give me clarity to recognize that these things come from you. Grant me wisdom to nurture the seeds you have planted, so they are not stolen by doubt or fear. Help me follow your leading with boldness, so that everything you call forth in my heart may grow to fulfillment according to your good and perfect will. Lord, I know there will be days when I am not strong, not enthusiastic, and unable to feel your nearness. Please remind me that you are still there, even in the silence. Let me know that weakness is not a reason to run from you, but an invitation to draw closer to you. Please grant me your joy as my strength. Help me rise again each time I stumble. For your word says, though I fall, I will rise again. Micah 7:8. Lord, I thank you for the quiet changes unfolding within me. Thank you for the seeds of life beginning to sprout, for the new things taking root deep in my heart. Please help me care for what you have given patiently, faithfully, without rushing ahead. Expand my capacity, broaden my vision, and enlarge my heart so I may receive all that you are leading me into. Help me understand that growth always comes with challenges, but in every challenge, it is your presence that I depend on. Heavenly Father, you are opening doors that I once knocked on in vain. Please help me step through them with humility, not relying on my own understanding, but depending fully on you. Guard my heart from pride when you lift me up, and guard me from fear when you lead me beyond the borders of my comfort. Help me remember that every door you open holds purpose, and every door you close holds spiritual meaning. Lead me, hand in hand. Lord, I long to drink more deeply from the flow of your grace. I do not want to merely brush against you in moments of emotion. I want to live each day in your presence. Please give me a heart more sensitive to your voice, a mind more at peace regarding the future, and a soul fully trusting in you. Teach me to rest in you, so I no longer carry burdens that were never mine to bear. Lord, thank you for not leaving me when I wanted to quit. Thank you for staying when I wanted to walk away. Thank you for lifting me up when I had no strength left to stand. Thank you for every tear that watered the soil of the place I am now stepping into. Thank you that every sorrow has become soft ground where blessings may grow. I know you are leading me from glory to glory, from strength to strength, from the old season into the new, according to your perfect timing. Dear Father, tonight I lay before you every worry, every question, every burden. Please let me sleep in the embrace of your peace. Cover me with the warmth of your love. Let me awaken tomorrow with a light spirit, a strengthened mind, and a heart full of hope for what you are doing. Let every step I take in the new day be covered by your presence. Just as your word promises, do not fear, for I am with you. I will help you. Isaiah 4:110. I look ahead with confidence. The season has changed, and I walk forward with you, my Lord, the one who has shifted the season of my life. Today I come before you with an open heart. I ask you to guide each step I take, every decision I make, every word I speak, and every thought that rises within me. I no longer want to grope my way through the darkness on my own. I want to walk with you, step in your light, and hear each whisper of the Holy Spirit clearly. Please help me discern what is truly your voice and what is merely the echo of fear. Guard my heart from haste, from decisions driven by temporary emotion, and from choices not rooted in your wisdom. Lord, I surrender to you every plan, every door before me, every path I am considering. Please open the doors that need to be opened, close the ones that need to be closed, and realign the paths I thought were right but do not belong to your will. Grant me a spiritually attuned heart that recognizes peace as a divine sign from heaven. Teach me to stop when you say stop, to step forward when you say move, and to wait when you teach me patience. I trust that you are my shepherd, and as Psalm 2:3 says, He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Lord, please lead me day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, so my life may reflect your goodness. Father, I thank you for the new season you have declared over my life, but I also confess that at times I am still afraid. I fear failure. I fear repeating old mistakes. I fear the future may not unfold the way I hope. I fear that I may not be strong enough, wise enough, or persistent enough to walk fully in what you have prepared. Lord, please pour your courage into me today. Grant me a steadfast heart, unshaken by trials, unwavering in the face of what I cannot control. Holy Spirit, breathe new life into my soul so that I dare to step forward, dare to believe, dare to begin again, dare to let go, and dare to receive things far greater than what I ever thought I deserved. Teach me to trust that I am not walking alone, that you go before me. Stand beside me and support me from behind. Remind me daily that your promises do not depend on my ability, but on your faithfulness. As Scripture declares, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 1:3-5. Lord, let that become the very breath of my soul. Shape me into a person of strength, not because I am fearless, but because I know the one who walks with me is greater than every fear. I pray all these things in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so together we can build a strong community of faith.